Now, Eric talked about the heat that's coming. When it gets hot at the end of this week, you know we're going to be showing you temperatures from town to town.
But when you're in those communities, the heat can feel very different from block to block. WBZ meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff shows us what's driving those differences and the small changes that could make a big impact.
We'll all be feeling the heat a little later on this week, but some neighborhoods are going to feel a lot more of it. The difference? It's not where you think, and it's not just the temperature. Let's rewind to July 29th, 2019.
The official reporting data that day was 92 degrees. In Ashmont, in Dorchester, that temperature registered there was 102.6.
That was one example, 10 degrees hotter in the same city, and that's just one day in one neighborhood. The man behind that data, David Sittenfeld, an environmental researcher at the Museum of Science. He spent the last 20 years studying how heat moves through our cities and who it hits hardest.
And you think about what that means for not only public health and our comfort, but also, the electric grid and emergency services. All of us are experiencing extreme heat, and all of us are experiencing more of it because of a changing climate, but not all of us are experiencing it the same way.
The reason, a phenomenon known as the urban heat island effect, where concrete, asphalt, and a lack of trees absorb heat and release it slowly long after the sun goes down.
In places such as East Boston, for example, that have been redlined, we found an average tree canopy of 3% compared to 43% in places that had not been redlined.
But if trees aren't always an option, what else can cool a city down? Just blocks from one of East Boston's hottest spots of Maverick Square, Belle Isle Marsh was 7 degrees cooler, and it only has a few trees.
And restoring a small amount of salt marsh may be more feasible, especially in some of these Northeast communities.
David's work is helping communities across the country fight back against extreme heat, one block at a time.
Put in a small area of bushes or depave this section. What are the small, actionable, not so expensive things that can be done on a playground or in a small park?
And with more dangerous heat on the way, these aren't just long-term solutions. These are things that we can act on right now. And by the way, sometimes cities can make it worse without even realizing it. Take Copley Square, for instance, where this once green space has now been paved over. It's now absorbing more heat than it ever has before. On the Climate Watch, I'm meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff, WBZ News.